Hi, and welcome to today's video where we will be discussing antibody structure and function within our immune system. Specifically in this video, we are going to be talking about the adaptive immune system. If you want to learn more about the difference between the innate and adaptive immune system, you can find the video called Elements of Immunology. But today we're going to talk about specifically antigens and antibodies within the adaptive immune system. So within this part of our immune system, we have to be able to target specific pathogens. And to do this, our immune cells recognize things called antigens, or they're also called immunogens. Antigens are a specific molecule that's present on the outsides of pathogens such as viruses, bacteria, or fungi. So in this figure here, we have a virus, and these little protrusions here would be our antigens on the outside of the virus. And then what our immune cells will do is our immune cells have things called antibodies or immunoglobulins. And antibodies will look for and attach themselves to the antigens. And then once they bind to the antigens, they signal for other immune cells to come and attack. So here in this figure, we see in the blue, we have our antibodies. And the antibody here is bound to the antigen, and then this will then signal the alarm for other cells to come and kill the virus. Specifically, antibodies are composed of this structure which looks like a Y shape, and this structure helps with its function. So the first function of an antibody is to bind to antigens. And so this top part of the antibody, the top part of the Y, is the fragment antigen binding, or the Fab fragment. And so this is where it binds to the antigen. The second function of an antibody is to then activate the defense, so signal the alarm for other immune cells to come and kill the pathogen. And this is where the bottom part of the Y, or the fragment crystallizable region, or FC region, is important. Looking a little bit deeper into the antibody structure, antibodies are composed of 4 polypeptides. And a polypeptide is a formation or a string of amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks for proteins. And specifically, antibodies are made of 2 light chains and 2 heavy chains. And so these 2 light and 2 heavy chains form the 4 polypeptides. And so here in red, we have the heavy chains, and then in purple, we have the 2 light chains. On top of that, antibodies have both a constant and a variable region. So here in the darker shade of purple and red, we have the constant region of the antibody. And then in the light purple or the light red, we have the variable region. And so this variable region will change or be very diverse between the different antibodies as they're aimed at targeting a different range of pathogens. So to be able to specifically target different pathogens, it has these highly variable regions. Within the Fab fragment that I just mentioned, so this top part of the antibody, we have both the variable region in both chains and the constant region. But the FC region is just made of the constant region of the heavy chain. And so this is the part of the antibody that is usually interacting or within the cell membrane of our own immune cells. Now, antibodies come in 5 main forms or families, and they are the IgG, IgM, IgA, IgE, and IgD, and they mainly differ in the type of heavy chain that is used. So while they each have at their core this Y shape, the Y shape can be composed or created into other shapes, such as shown here and here, and they're also usually found in different parts of the body. And while these antibodies are specifically aimed at fighting different pathogens, they can be generated at the same time, or they can also be generated at different time points of your same immune response. So you have a pathogen, maybe one antibody will be generated and then another will then be generated afterwards as part of the same immune response. And so really we have this very diverse form to act against, defense against all these different specific pathogens such as certain viruses and bacteria, and this is constantly evolving within our bodies. And so it's quite amazing how we're able to fight off all of these different pathogens. And that is it for today. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you want to learn more about antibodies or our immune systems or even our own bodies, please subscribe for more.